happening, guys? Week 5 preview. Why am I laughing? Well, come on. I know it's been brutal. Look, this is a week to week thing right now. The injuries, it's like a freaking game of Survivor on this thing. But look, you have to laugh. We have a lot of football left to play. We're gonna grind this out. I got you. We're in this together, and it is what it is. Let's have some fun with it. Screw it, right? There's a lot of players that are still, knock on wood, still out there healthy. Week 1 preview. Before I get into this, know that this slate of games, it's brutal. It's ugly. It's week 1, first week of bye weeks, but it is a brutal slate of games. I don't see a whole fantasy bonanza. 200. My team went off for over 200. I don't see that this week. Without further ado, I'm going to fly through these games as quick as I can, okay, guys? Starts and sits, all right? So, first game, overseas in London, Minnesota versus Cleveland. Minnesota minus 3.5. The over-under is 36. Give me Minnesota to cover that and give me the under on that. I don't think there's a lot of points in this game. I think that Jefferson is the only must-start in this game. I really like Addison as a flex, even a low-end RB2. Mason, it's going to be a brutal game for him against that Cleveland defense who shut down running backs of his similar stature. The power up the middle. Look what happened to Montgomery last week. Cleveland's done it to every running back so far. Wentz, you're sitting. Hawkinson, you're selling based on name value. That's it on the Minnesota side. On the Cleveland side, I'm only interested in Quinshon Judkins, and that's just based on volume. Everybody else, sit, and I'd probably sit him the rest of this. I can't get fired up about anybody on Cleveland right now. Not with Dylan Gabriel at quarterback. Next game, and this is the headline of the week, no Lamar Jackson for Baltimore. As if it couldn't get worse for the Ravens right now. No Lamar Jackson. Anyways, Houston, minus 1.5, over under 40.5. Cooper Rush is playing QB for the Ravens. Their whole defense is depleted. I think Houston covers that, and I think 40.5. Give me the over in that. I think there can still be, Houston is not a very good team, but I think there can still be points scored in this game. CJ Stroud almost made my start of the week. He's getting better. He's getting more used to that system. Nico Collins is a strong start. He's not a must start, but he's a very strong start because if I like Stroud, I like his number 1 target, right? It just makes sense. Woody Marks, almost made him my start of the week. Rookie running back for Houston. He got going last week. I really like him in this game and moving forward. Nick Chubb, you can flex. Jaden Higgins is a sneaky cash play. Dalton Schultz, low-end tight end. On the other side of the ball, no thanks on Cooper Rush. He can stay on waivers, in my opinion. Derrick Henry is a must-start just because of the volume. He's got to get better. Stash Justice Hill. He looked great, although Keaton Mitchell is back, so don't go crazy on Justice Hill. Flowers, you can flex. Bateman, you sit. Andrews, sit if you can, and likely monitor. If you have the room, stash him, but he's not a must-stash. Las Vegas at Indy. Oh, did I say? Yeah, Houston covers the 1.5 and it goes over. Las Vegas at Indy, over under 48, minus 6.5 to the Colts. Indy's going to cover that and it's going to go over. They're going to blow them out like 40 to 20 or something like that. I think that Geno is a sit. He's too inconsistent. I think that Jonty is absolutely a must start from here on out. We saw the upside last week. He was the RB1 on the week. Dude's a stud. Jacoby Myers almost made my start of the week. He can really get going in this one with 2 banged up tight ends. Bowers might not play in this one. I actually think he's not going to play, which means you can start Mayer in his absence, but don't have high expectations. Jacoby Myers, fire him up. I like him in all formats this week. Trey Tucker's a cash play. On the other side of the ball, I almost made Daniel Jones my start of the week, but Michael Pittman popped up on the injury report late on Thursday. That's never a good sign. Those late hamstring pulls, he could, so I do like Josh Downs to finally get going in the absence of Pittman possibly in this one. Even if he's hobbled, I still think I like Downs. They need him moving forward. Jonathan Taylor is an absolute smash must start every week, not even worth talking about. Tyler Warren, same deal in my opinion. Love the Colts defense. I just love this team moving forward. Oh, DJ Giddens, stash him if you can, okay? Miami at Carolina. No Chuba Hubbard in this game. Miami minus 1.5, over under 44.5. Give me, well, what Carolina are we going to get? Are we going to get the one from 2 weeks ago where they destroyed and skunked the Falcons, or the one that just got destroyed by the freaking Patriots last week? I don't know. Both QBs are QB2s at best, in my opinion. On the Miami side, HN is the only must start in this whole game, in my opinion. You're stashing Ollie Gordon. You're selling Jalen Waddle, but starting him if you don't sell him. He's made of glass. You don't want him. Malik Washington, interesting flex player in PPR. Nick Westbrook-Akine is a sneaky cash play. Darren Waller is a strong start, but I would try to sell him. He's old, I'd try to sell him based on the name and the results. Rico Dowdle, you can start in Chuba's absence. He's a sneaky start. And then Ted McMillan, he's dealing with a calf injury. I still would start him if he plays, and I would buy low on him because better days, I really like him moving forward. Also, Leggett you can drop. Hopefully you can drop him for Jalen Coker, who is about to come off of the IR soon, and he's gonna be a big part of that offense moving forward. I love Jalen Coker. Tommy Tremble, with no Jatavian Sanders, he's a sneaky cash play. I think Miami wins the game. I think they cover the minus 1.5, and I think it goes over 44.5. Next game, tough one for Denver. Again, they've had a tough schedule. Denver at Philly. Philly minus 3.5. The over-under is 43.5. Here's the deal. You got Jalen Hurts as a must-start, and you got Saquon Barkley as a must-start. On the Philly side of the ball, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, you're both flexes at best. Goddard, you're starting if healthy. On the Denver side of the ball, Bo Nix has been brutal. He really has been. He's in a sophomore slump. I think he's not a great start. He's a QB2, a 15 to 20 type of range. I'd start Dobbins based on volume. Hopefully you took my advice and got Harvey. He got going last week and got in the end zone, and he's going to ramp up even more. He's explosive. Stash him. He's a good cash play. Cortland Sutton, lower expectations. It's not a good matchup for him. He's a wide receiver 2 flex type of play in this game. Troy Franklin, sneaky cash flex play there. Marvin Mims, he had a good game, but I'm sitting him, and I would drop Evan Ingram. I think Denver covers. No, you know what? I think Philly covers and wins, and it goes over 43.5. New York Giants at New Orleans. This is surprising. New Orleans minus 2. Haven't won a game yet. They've been competitive, and they've had a tougher schedule, but the Giants just came off their first win with Jackson Dart playing as their QB against the Chargers, a much tougher opponent. So I was surprised to see New Orleans favored in this game. I think the Giants are going to cover the minus 2. I think they win the game, and I think it goes over 41.5. Fire up Jackson Dart. He was almost the start of the week. He's going to ball out in this game with or without Neighbors. I know Neighbors is out, but I'm just saying I don't think he needs Neighbors or someone of that caliber to smash in this situation. I think he's going to be awesome with his legs. I love Jackson Dart in this game. Scatterboo, same thing. He's a super strong start. I love Scatterboo in this game and moving forward. You can flex Slayton. He's the guy that projects to be the fill-in type of wide receiver for Neighbors, that style of play. Wan'Dale Robinson, he's a flex at best. You can sit him if you want to. He's a PPR reliant guy, and I don't love him in this matchup. And then Theo Johnson, Theo Johnson's a cash play, sneaky cash play as the tight end for the Giants. On the other side of the ball, sit Rattler. If you want to put him on waivers, I don't blame you. Kamara's a must start. Almost made my start of the week. Love me some Kendre Miller moving forward. I'd stash him, and he's a cash play as well. Chris Olave, he's a wide receiver 2 flex volume player, but I would also sell him. Shaheed, he's a sneaky cash play, and then Theo Johnson, if he plays, you start him. New York Giants cover, and it hits the over. Next one, probably the only high-scoring game on the slate, and that is Dallas at the Jets. Dallas minus 2.5, over under 47. It's going to smash the over, and I think Dallas wins the game and covers the 2.5. Fields, start of the week. Hall, must start. Wilson, must start. Taylor, start if healthy. Isaiah Davis, stash, just given the opportunity with no Braylon Allen. Other side of the ball, Dak is pretty much a must start. Yeah, he's a must start. He's been balling out at an elite level. Javonte, must start. Pickens, must start. Jake Ferguson, must start. And then just keep an eye on Jaden Blue. If you want to stash him, I think he's going to get going with Miles Sanders being hurt. Finally activate their rookie running back. Next game, this is probably the ugliest one on the slate. Tennessee at Arizona. Arizona minus 7.5, over under 42. Tennessee, again, they look like the worst team in football. Arizona don't have any running backs right now. I almost made Kyler Murray my start of the week. Here's the deal with him. This is what I'm going to say. Kyler Murray has not finished better than the QB 16 so far this season. If Kyler Murray does not smash in this game, drop him. Let somebody else play strategy. Let somebody else pick him up because they're going to look at the name and go, oh, I got to get Kyler. Let them play him. Because if he doesn't get it done at home against Tennessee, when's he going to get it done? So Murray's a strong start. Carter and DeMarcado, they're both going to be flex plays. MHJ, Marvin Harrison Jr., he's a low-end wide receiver 2 at best. And then McBride's a must-start as the TE1 probably rest of the way. I wouldn't even roster pretty much everyone on Tennessee other than Pollard and Ayamana. You can play Pollard as a flex. You can stash Ayamana. Everybody else is droppable and should be on waivers. I think that Arizona, I think they cover I think Tennessee cover the 7.5, and I think it hits under a 42. Tampa Bay at Seattle, over under 44.5. Seattle minus 3.5. Baker's starting. He's hurt, but he's starting. The dude's an absolute warrior. You're going to start him. Bucky Irving out. Rashad White and Sean Tucker are going to step up. I like both White and Tucker in this game. You can start and flex them or flex either one of them. And Tucker's sneakier because he's going to be a lot cheaper. Egbuka must start. Godwin, flex, but I would sell Godwin. The guy's like the type like Waddle. You want to get out of there while he's healthy. Shepard, you can drop back to waivers now that Godwin's back and Evans will be back. Cade Otton, you can drop. He should be on waivers. On the other side, Sam Darnold, strong start in this game. Walker, start him, sell high on him. The guy, he's got too many miles on the tire. You guys know the deal with Walker. He's always banged up. Charbonnet, there's another reason they have him. You can flex Charbonnet. I like Charbonnet moving forward. JSN's an absolute must start. Cooper Kupp, you can flex. Torrey Horton, interesting cash play there at home with Darnold, who might be airing it out in this game. And then I'm passing on both the tight ends and on Seattle right now. I think Tampa Bay covers the 3.5, and I think it goes over 44.5. Detroit at Cincinnati. Detroit minus 10.5, over under 49.5. Look, it's going to go under 49.5. I don't see Cincinnati really scoring with our I think Jake Browning, who I don't really think is an NFL quarterback. I know he's in a tough situation, but I don't know how he's even in the NFL. I'm sorry, Jake. But you're going to be under pressure the whole time. The only player on Cincinnati, and I don't even love it, but I'm playing Jamar Chase. In redraft, I'd probably look, if you're getting offers for Chase, I got an offer in Dynasty of Quentin Johnston for Jamar Chase. I said, are you kidding me? I'm not giving you Chase in Dynasty. Dude's 25, he's the top. Oh, I won't get into all that, but I'm just saying, but in redraft, that's a different situation. Yeah, Chase is the only one I'm starting, but he's not a must start by any means. On Detroit side, Goff, strong start, clean pocket all day. Gibbs is always a must start. Montgomery, start of the week. St. Brown, an absolute must start. J-Mo, he's a flex to me at best. I can't, it's tough with him. Laporta, must start. Detroit, Do they cover the 10.5? No, I don't want to take the cover there. That's too high. Over under 49.5, I'm taking the under. Next game, Washington at the Chargers. Okay, 48-point over under, Chargers -3. Give me the Chargers to cover the -3, and I think it goes over 48. No, you know what? I'm going to take the under. Daniels isn't fully healthy. I'm going to take the under. That's a high over-under. Daniels is a must-start while he's active. JCM, their running back, he's heating up. He's a sneaky flex play. I like him. Out on the other running backs, McLaurin, he's out, but I put him on here because he's a buy low. Better days are ahead. Debo, start of the week. Love him in this game. Love him moving forward. And Zach Ertz, you're going to start. Herbert, must start. Hampton, must start. Keenan Allen, probably a must start, honestly. Wide receiver 10 in points per game in fantasy right now. Quentin Johnson's a must start. McConkey's a flex. He's the one that's missing out. Quentin Johnson, a must start. Who thought that I'd ever say those words? Not this guy. And then I wouldn't recommend any of the tight ends. Next game, Sunday night. Sunday night matchup. New England at Buffalo. Buffalo -8. Okay. New England's covering that. Buffalo's missing a ton of... I don't even like their defense when they're fully healthy, but they're missing their top stud guys, Ed Oliver, Matt Milano. I think they're out in this game. I think New England are playing better. They're gonna cover the -8, and this is the highest over-under. Or no, Detroit was, but second highest under 49. I think it goes over that. I do. I think it flirts with the must-start territory there. Stevenson and Henderson, they're flex plays at best. Stephon Diggs is the only wide receiver I'd be interested in on New England's side. It's a revenge game. He could be a sneaky flex there. And then Hunter Henry's a must-start. Allen and Cook, must-starts every week, no questions asked. Ray Davis, you can stash him, but he's droppable if you need a roster spot. Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman, they're flex plays at best, in my opinion. And Dalton Kincaid, start of the week. Last game, Monday night game. Kansas City at Jacksonville. Kansas City -3.5, over under 46.5. I think Kansas City covers that. I think Jacksonville's going to get exposed in this game. They're 3-1. They should be 4-0, but they're pretenders. Their offense, guys, sit Trevor Lawrence, trade him, do whatever you can. He is the QB 31 in fantasy points per game. There's only 32 teams. QB 31 in points per game. Travis Etienne, I don't love him as more than a high-end, maybe a flex. It's a brutal matchup for him. You can stash Tootin. Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver 46 in fantasy points per game. He's nothing more than a flex at best. Travis Hunter, you can sit him. He's also droppable. They're not using him on offense. He's a great player. They're not using him on offense, honestly. He doesn't need to waste a roster spot if there's somebody else more pressing. Brenton Strange, I'm sitting. Super tough matchup for tight ends, Kansas City. They're great against running backs and tight ends. Mahomes is a must-start for Kansas City. Pacheco and Hunt, they're flex players at best. Xavier Worthy is a super strong, almost start of the week type. He came back last week, and he is the immediate deep threat. Made my call of Tyquan Thornton as the start of the week look silly because they went straight to Worthy as the deep threat guy, and I think that continues this week. Brashard Smith, though, running back, stash him if you have the room because they got to get – Mahomes still leads the team in rush yards. That can't happen. Better days are ahead for Smith, I think. He's worth stashing. And another thing with Worthy, Jacksonville, they give up the second most fantasy points per game to opposing wide receivers, Jacksonville's defense. Hollywood Brown, no thanks. I'm not interested in starting him, sitting him, rostering. I'm not interested in Brown. You can put him on waivers. I wouldn't pick him up. Juju is a super, really low-end flex play at best, but you could, if you need to. Tyquan Thornton, again, he's a cash play as an anytime touchdown player. I love doing those anytime touchdown parlays. Haven't won anything big yet, but those are my favorite parlays to build. And then Kelsey, I would sell Kelsey. He's just not the same guy, but you're starting him if you have him. I think, like I said, Kansas City covers the 3.5, and I think it goes under the 46.5, and I think it's a big Harrison Butker game, honestly. That is my preview for week 5, guys. Again, hang in there. Better days are ahead. All right, we got big bye weeks coming up. I'll be back early next week with a reaction episode, and crush it this weekend, guys. All right.